Levitt here again with a third of a 10-part series on my corrugated kicks cardboard Chuck Taylor tutorial series. This third part is about gluing the sole together. My book can be an important reference for this step because I go into detail about different glues and gluing procedures. There's two basic ways to go about doing this. You can glue a bunch of rough pieces together, let the glue dry, then cut the whole glued assembly out all at once. This is what I do. Or you can cut each layer out individually in advance, then glue them all together. You can glue all your layers out in advance, let the glue dry, and also try cutting the glued assembly with a heavy-duty knife or handsaw. If gluing and cutting afterwards like this, you just need to glue about 6 to 8 layers of cardboard together, each larger than the sole itself. Enough to build up about 1.25 inches of cardboard plies. Cutting such a thick cardboard cake by hand is a beastly job, so I'm going to walk you through the cutting them out in advance technique. To cut your sole layers out in advance of gluing them, see my templates for reference. You can also trace out the size of your own foot on your own shoe. You'll need to cut about 6 to 8 different sole-shaped pieces, depending on the thickness of the cardboard. Just keep cutting and stacking up layers of sole until you've amassed about 1.25 inches in height. Once you have 1.25 inches of sole layers cut out, liberally apply glue to both sides of each layer. Press the layers together when your glue is ready to set. Some rubber bands can be nice to have to keep things in place here while the glue is drying. It's important to remind you, once again, not to get too worried about how things look right now. If there's some glue squirting out, no problem. Just let it dry and we'll deal with it later. You can also use rough sandpaper to smooth out rough edges of the sole after the glue is dry. Plus, we're going to cover all of these sole edges later on with our trim work in part 7 of the series. That's about it for this part in the process. It's a shorter step because there's less technical instruction, but that's not because it's less time consuming. It can be tricky to glue all those layers together and cut them out. Just remember, don't stress about how things look right now. Have fun. Good luck. See you next time for part 4, where we will be gluing the body to the insole. First, consequential gluing.